Lorwyn waiting room is here. Let's take a look before it comes out. Hi guys, welcome back to Casting Commons, the show where we talk and discuss all things Pauper. I'm your host Teasdale, and this is my co-host, the bone picker himself, Reese.
What a horrible name.
You are a bone picker. Who do you have a bone to pick with? No? Okay.
That's good question.
Before we start, do not forget to support us by rating us 5 stars on Spotify, following us on Twitter at CastingCommons1 for the most recent Pauper deck lists, and of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. How are you doing? You doing well?
Good. Yeah. Excited for more Lorwyn this week. Get to do some drafting on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. I always love a good paper draft. But yeah, set looks sweet. Obviously, doesn't look that impactful for Pauper. Maybe get 1 or 2 cards, but yeah, it looks really cool to just open and a vibe in the old Lorwyn style.
Yep, I think the set looks really cool. I definitely do agree with that. Pretty excited to try some wild stuff for Pauper that's probably not good, but still. But even still, the rares and the mythics and the uncommons all look pretty spicy. Definitely captures the vibe for the most part, minus the random Strixhaven cards that are in there for crack. But
yeah, let's not get into that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one. But just a little tangent, very small, before we actually do move on, because there's no Pauper thought this week. I have got confirmation, because we were talking about last week about the Blight Reckless Impulse that costs 3 mana. And we went to a rabbit hole on can you sack the spawn and do the weird Chromatic Star Thought cast cost. You cannot. Exag. But other than that, that was the only other thing I've got to mention.
I'm assuming that's to do with the layers in which the cost is applied or something ridiculous.
Yeah, something along them lines. It is something to do with that, but I can't remember the ins and outs of it. But it's not the same as Affinity. It's to do with like you choose additional costs and things like that or something. The way you choose additional costs and pay for them costs and all that. Yeah, but anyways, moving on. Just a quick shout out. There is only one thing in the tournament news. Is in Michigan, 31st of January. It's to do with their RIW Hobbies Leagues, but it's all to do with regular payouts as well, based on their attendance. Last time, I think they did quite well and they made it a 1K. I don't know the exact price structure, but there is a link in the Facebook description, and they are open for messages as well, so you can check them out. Seem to be doing pretty well with the events at RIW Hobbies.
They've also got a lot going on.
For sure. And I believe, is it Nick Norman plays there, I think?
Cool.
Which is always a good thing. Regular challenge top 8er. Other news, just a shout out, obviously, thank you, Magic Online, for obviously all the support you do for the podcast. Just a quick reminder, obviously, early access was this week for Magic Online, if you want to play with Lorwyn cards and stuff. I didn't get a chance to obviously play it myself, but I know quite a few of the creators did for Pauper, so you can check out some of their videos that they'll be out before, obviously, Lorwyn is live this week. With that, obviously, we had, if you were in the Discord, join the Discord, because you were aware of, obviously, this update. We've had a giveaway update, so thank you for Magic Online, the way they've changed the process. We can target our giveaways a lot better and speak and work with Magic Online on a more one-to-one level, which has been really helpful, to be honest. And now we're able to do a giveaway each episode, which is absolutely amazing. So, if you, at the moment, what we're doing is the listener question or the Pauper thought. If you want to suggest one in the Discord, you can join there, suggest it. If we pick it, and the one that we read out, we will give you a code. Obviously,
it's
pretty good.
Sweet. I've giveaways again, definitely. But I think the way they've done it this time as well is just much better. It just seems like it makes a lot more sense. So it's good to see.
Yep, definitely cool. I'm happy. But yeah, thank you again for Magic Online for the support for that. So we will have a code to give away. We were able even to work with them to the point of backdating it almost to get codes for the 2 people that did the Pauper, the listener questions beforehand as well, which was pretty cool. But yeah, that is basically all the news. No Pauper thought because Lorwyn's coming out and we're really excited for that, and we want to wait for all the exciting stuff for Lorwyn. So we're just going to dive right into the challenges, and we have 4 challenges to cover. I always forget how much content we've got to cover in these podcasts.
Yeah. There's some very interesting developments going on in these challenges as well, which is cool to see. The first challenge being Thursday, the 15th of January, which had 61 players, so decent size. First place, Blue Black Terror, piloted by Weber himself. PFP represent. Second place, Gardens. Third and fourth place, Aperigin Wildfire. Fifth place, Mono Blue Fate. Sixth place, Black White Blade. Seventh place, Grix Finny. And eighth place, Mono Blue Terror. And then the two near misses. Ninth place was Mono Black. And 10th place was Mono Red Madness.
Yes.
I guess a few interesting points to look into, I guess. The ninth place list, the Mono Black list, wasn't Mono Black Sack. And it wasn't really Mono Black Devotion either. I'm not really sure how to describe it other than Mono Black Gardens, but doesn't have garden in.
It's like gardenless garden in it, really.
Yeah, it's a very weird list. It's where the Bone Picker obviously has come from the top of the show. They've got three Bone Picker, 2 Crypt Rats, 2 Gurmag Angler, 1 Thorn, and 3 Troll of Khazad-dûm. And then essentially just an absolute stack of removal artifacts and fanatical offerings.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very weird list. It is very much like gardenless gardens, and I guess the upside being you can utilize stuff like Crypt Rats. You can put a lot more mana into it. They've got 4 Defile as well, which obviously is much higher power level if you've got 18 swamps in your deck as opposed to like 6. Yeah, very interesting list.
Yeah, I definitely find it pretty. Like, I think Defile as a whole, right? Like the old school gardens lists that basically just ran 4 Colony Gardens and then swamps is definitely like a list that sort of shined with Defile for me. So this is sort of taken like akin to that to me, and it's pretty cool. I really like Defile at the moment. I think the card's pretty solid. It's very obviously Skred adjacent.
Yeah.
Which I can see the power level of that sort of cheap interaction removal being good. So maximising on that seems pretty solid. Like you've basically just got 8 cast downs in your deck, and one's better because it's actually 1 black mana basically.
Yeah, definitely. It's also like it has the draw 2 effects like the Fanatical Offering and Eviscerate's Insight, but I guess it's quite light on them. Only running 5 with 4 offerings and a single Insight. Then it's got 4 Wellsprings, 2 Lembas, 3 Nihil Spellbombs in the main that you can cantrip off, and the Thorn, I guess, but I don't know. It still seems a bit light to me.
On the card,
maybe you can't. Yeah, maybe you can't. I guess you can't reliably cast them on 2 because you don't have gardens anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't really get the idea behind it. But I also think though that
great again, I guess.
Yeah, I also guess like Jund as a whole has sort of like turned down on them, right? They only run like 5 to 6 now, but obviously they have a lot of. I know they have a lot of more powerful cards. Like Writhing Crystal is going to buy you time naturally and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's basically went down that route of my cards will save me, and I don't need a mass card advantage. Maybe I don't know. I don't know the pull as well, like to be completely mono black. Like Defile is the big pull, right? But
you could probably get away with some gardens in there.
Yeah.
And it would still be as good.
I can't imagine Witch's Cottage carrying some massive amount of weight. Like it's probably fine as a one-off. Like you could easily just cut 2 bugs and a Witch's Cottage for 3 gardens or something and call it a day. Like the potential of getting Avenging Hunter if needed, or even Weather the Storm in the side seems like a big pull to me. I would not like to verse Madness with this list.
No, it's quite interesting as well when you look at the second place list, which is Gardens, but it is Gardens with 4 Defiles in the deck. And still has 10, 11, 12 swamps. Basically the only thing it's lost is it's gone slightly lower on creatures. Than the Mono Black list. It doesn't have the Bone Pickers, which I'm not even sure Bone Pickers reasonably castable in this list, but it basically cuts the Bone Pickers and the Thorn and the Gurmags, right? And then just runs the usual like 3 Crypt Rats, 3 Trolls, and then 2 Accursed Marauders, which I guess is also an interesting include in the main, but probably pretty good right now given there's a lot of just one big guy.
Also gone up to 10 draw spells.
Yeah, 2 bargains, 4 offerings, and 4 insights. So like fully capped on those instead. Then the green's like even like super light. You've basically got the 4 gardens, a 1 single dual land, and a single Karoo with the Golgari Rot Farm. I guess you could probably even get rid of the Rot Farm if you were so inclined, but your main deck is literally just for pulse. So you essentially 0 green cards in the main. And then, as you say, the real benefit is the sideboard where you get stuff like Weather the Storm and Troublemaker Oof, which the black one won't get.
Yeah, Weather the Storm's a big pull right now, right? Especially for a deck like this where you just want to have a bunch of draw 2s left open. It's not like Green Red Ramp where you're holding up Weather the Storm and not committing to your game plan. This is like, I am going to hold up mana to either kill something or draw spells, I guess, or Weather is also on that list, and that still plays to the deck's sort of strategy, so it's a really good addition. Yeah, I definitely don't like the Rot Farm. I definitely would just put another swamp in there. I get the idea, cutting a land, but to play Rot Farm, but yeah, not.
You've also got like quite a lot of like value generation from it as well. There's 2 bogs, 4 gardens, and a cottage. I do agree. I probably would just play extra lands, but it is already at 61 cards as well. So if you cut the Rot Farm and put 2 swamps in, you're now at 62.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty cool.
Moving on, Weber's first place list. Obviously, great to see him smashing the Pauper challenges and coming first. Gives you a lot of confidence that the PFP know what they're doing when they're just running the format. Quite an interesting take. It's the blue-black snacker terror sort of style, where the black's generally just for snuff outs. Although he does have a single fangs and a single suffocating fumes in the main. One Bajuka Bog as well, which is quite interesting. As the black sources in this deck are quite clunky. It is already super low on lands, running only 16 lands, and you basically need 2 lands for it to be able to function. So if you've got like Bajuka Bog, Lorwyn Revealed, you have to keep that hand, and then you just playing a turn 1 Bajuka Bog and doing nothing, and then next turn cycling a Lorwyn Revealed and doing nothing. I don't know if, because it's got 5 dual lands as well. I feel like you could cut it to 4 dual lands and not run the bog either, and just run more islands and have a better sort of like worst case hand scenario.
Like I can definitely get behind the 5 duels at worst, but the Bajuka Bog's like a no-go for me. Like I can see going to 4 or 5, like I'm indifferent, but the bog just looks horrendous.
Yeah, I feel like there's not that many matchups at the moment as well where it's like, oh, I'm glad I've got my bog in the main. Like, how often are you playing against Dredge? Like, there's the pseudo Terror Mirror, like, or the blue-black mirror, but in the blue-black mirror, they're a lot slower anyway, so the bog's probably going to be less relevant. Like, if you miss time at a turn, they just eat their own graveyard and play Gurmag, and you're like, well, now I'll just hold my land drop that I desperately need because I've only got 16.
Yeah, it definitely
seems
so.
The mono blue terror like mirror, you've got a lot of tools for that anyway. Like, are you that unfavored that you've got? That you've got to play bog. I don't know. I feel like it is probably unfavored just because mono blue is so fast in comparison to this. But you've got snuff outs, you've got like unexpected fangs in the main. Assuming they don't just like turn 1 flip Delver and start delvering and you don't find a snacker, you've probably got the ability to stabilize anyway without a bog.
I also feel though as well the deck, like it's not like you're playing like a bog like you are in Gardens or you are playing Jund or whatever where you just go and draw 2. Like you have Brainstorm and a couple abandoned attachments, but other than that, you're getting like mental noted, you know what I mean, your thought scouring yourself, and it's just like there's no way of finding it. It's just I've sort of drew it, even though, you know, I was milling some cards to feed my terror and feed my snackers and stuff, and it's just I've found one. It's not like you're gonna find it and then like I have 6 lands in my hand because I've deadly disputed my hand full, and I'm gonna play these other lands first and then play my Bajuka Bug when it fits. It's a land that you've got very few of, and like as you say, and you're not even, the play style is not I'm gonna end up with a bog in my hand and hold it forever.
Yeah.
Seems pretty bad to me.
Another sort of interesting bit that you touched on there, only 2 abandoned attachments. I'm assuming they're basically being cut down to facilitate some of the like one-off slots. There's a one-off cast down, a one-off suffocating fumes, a one-off unexpected fangs, and a one-off extractor confession that are sort of a bit abnormal. There's also a one-off ponder, which just looks like a weird card to have one of, but I think we've said it before, but I feel like I would just be on 4 abandoned attachments.
Yeah.
It does exactly what you want to be doing in this deck.
I agree.
Cast down's fine, like fangs in the main is fine. Suffocating fumes, I feel like at the moment it's, if you're against elves, I'm glad I've got it. If you're against anything else, it's just garbage. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd be on 4 abandoned attachments, cut some of the chaff, even if you put it in the sideboard, like.
Yeah.
And yeah, cut the bog and go up on islands.
I do believe, someone correct me in the comments or whatever, I do think this is Carve's blue blacklist. And they've just copied it. And Carve's is often known for random amount of draw spells. Likes to just have like wands and stuff everywhere. So that's my understanding, but could be wrong. But yeah, I do agree. 4 abandoned attachments would be my go-to.
Other than that, really pretty straightforward challenges, or challenge. Bath's Mono Blue Fane 5th, still running the one of Cyber Cryptomancer in the main. The one in the sideboard has gone. Yeah. Otherwise...
Yeah, nothing too crazy out of the black-white Blade deck.
Blade.
Just existing, being all black-white bladey, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it's, again, pretty straightforward, isn't it, really? Even the sideboard is just sort of what you would expect. But yeah, quite a like varied challenge, I guess. There's only the double Jund Wildfire. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not mind blown, but interesting enough. The Friday challenge, Friday the 16th, 64 players, which is great numbers for a Friday. First place Elves, second place Blue Black Terror, once again piloted by Weber. So back-to-back first and second. Third place Cat Gardens, fourth place Spy Walls, fifth place another copy of Elves, sixth place Rally Red, seventh place Monstertron, and eighth place Grixis Affinity. And then the 2 near misses, 9th was Blue Red Terror, and 10th was Heroic. Another pretty interesting and mixed up challenge. Weber's list, just because we have just come off that, for the most part, is exactly the same, right? It didn't change anything. Just ran it back. Sheep's first place Elves list, mono green Elves, and basically like what we were saying previously is the Elf sideboard is like getting closer and closer to being solved. And this looks like a very sort of solved sideboard to me.
Yeah, it definitely does. And we're sort of seeing this consensus, right? even these numbers, right?
Well, yeah, the main looks fairly set in stone as well now, really. The only sort of flex, well, I guess to clarify the main deck, it's the 4 Avenging Hunters monogreen version. The only real flex is the 2 Well Wishers. Doesn't run any Sagus, just on the like end Mass Vandal package. With 9 1-mana Lamorel guys. And then sideboard is the 1 of Gingerbread Cabin, the 4 Monstrous Emergence, 4 Vitugazi Inspector, and then the 3 Pulse and 3 Spinewoods Paladin, which definitely until Lorwyn comes out and we might see a changeling, looks like it's come out on top of the I am the extra creature that gains life slot.
Yeah. It seems fairly fairly solved, right? I think last week we seen them go to 3 Monstrous Emergence and had a random other life gain creature, but clearly that seems to be probably not the case from now.
Yeah. I think this Spinewoods as well, just like the body has worked out so much better than the others. Like it actually is a pretty aggressive threat. It doesn't just die to lightning bolt. You can gain that little bit of life, but then it gives you the push to be able to finish the game as well, which is pretty needed in the matchups that you want to be gaining life. You don't want to hang around too much.
Again, we got the win last week and then top 3, top 4.
Yeah. just the same. Obviously, pestilence list not lining up against elves is pretty interesting. I sort of wouldn't expected that going in, but yeah, the forecast down, Doomblade, go for the throat, free pestilence, 2 tragic slips in the sideboard, 2 drowning sorrows in the sideboard, getting taken down by elves is very telling, I guess.
Yeah, there's just
to how strong this elf list is.
There's so much crap in this pestilence list. Like, in all honesty, like there's just so much chaff, right?
I suppose that the food side of things don't line up very well against that. You'll be much better off as just a gardens list.
Yeah, definitely.
In that matchup,
you've got the pull with, like, obviously pestilence in an aspect is obviously really good. It's recursive, you know. Once you get the Cauldron Familiar food engine going, pestilence will obviously win the game, but most of the time you probably don't even get there. You're running like 10. Is that 10? Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 even. 9 tap lands. Like, I just think 9 tap lands, a bunch of 2-mana removal, and 18 do nothing artifacts probably loses you the game.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on there. Like, looking at comparing it to the previous list that we talked about, like green black and the mono black list, having firstly a bunch of untapped lands so you can cast your 2-mana spells on 2 or your 1-mana spells on 1 is obviously a boon, but not having any 1-mana or free removal, like there's no snuff outs, there's no
spinning darkness.
Spinning darknesses, like against elves is pretty game changing, to be honest. Like, if they go turn 1 dark, you can't defile it because you've got no 1-mana removal.
Yep.
Then turn 2, they play 2 threats. Like, you can kill one of them because you've got if you've got an untapped land, you can kill one of them. If you don't, they both survive. But yeah, I can see where it goes downhill fast.
As I've said, Doomblade and Go for the Throat suck. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a weird one because the mana bit isn't that far off just support and defile in this anywhere. Like, without changing anything, there's 10 swamps. And that's with 2 rock farms in and no witch's cottage. Yeah, I mean,
sure. I'm just I like, it's always cool to see that obviously Cauldron Familiar and food and stuff's doing really well, and to that extent. But I just don't think, bar Terror, you don't really want that. Like, in all honesty, like I don't think that, like, the Cauldron Familiar with the food interaction and chopping 5/5s for days and, you know, stabilizing and getting there.
Yeah,
that is cool, great. Like, I get the pull compared to normal gardens, but then after that, the whole, like, shtick sort of just falls apart, right? Like, even food's too slow against Madness, and you don't have enough creatures, and your pestilence is too slow against Rally and stuff like that. It just, to me, just all seems to hinge on Terror, to me, anyways.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah.
The 5th place Elves list was identical to the 1st place list. Sort of cementing the sideboard is good mentality that we're running with.
Even to the point of snow-covered forests as well.
It was exactly copy-pasted.
On a side note, though, someone has mentioned in our Discord, which I didn't even notice because I don't often check 5-0s. There's a lot of Thermocast elves doing rounds in leagues, apparently. I had like 3 trophies in one day with like 3 different pilots.
You just pretend to be Thermocast elves because you've got snow covered.
No, they were, I don't know, they were like literally running Arbor Elf and Thermocast and Stone Rain and Acid Moss and stuff. I had no idea why, what the reason is, but yeah. I imagine maybe pretend that you're playing Thermocast in your elf deck. Yeah.
I guess the least spicy of these last few decks is the Grixis Affinity deck. But it's got 3 Gear Seeker Serpents in. Sort of a threat that we haven't seen in quite a while from Grixis. 2 Cryogen Relics as well, which is far from the correct number of 1 Cryogen Relic.
Oh dear.
Yeah, sweet to see Gear Seeker making a bit of a comeback.
Yeah.
And then the least spicy out of the 2, I guess there's even the 10th place Heroic.
Can I just touch on the where's it gone? Was it 4th or 5th place? The 6th place maybe, the Spy as well.
All right, yeah.
Just there's nothing actually to note. Just the fact that all of last week we seen them play the Island and Hydroblasts And this list has made those. That's basically all I want to say, is that we went from running Hydroblast and going up to 6, I think, on last Sunday, to this person top 8 with 0, which is a interesting thing to note. That was all I wanted to say.
Yeah, the 10th place heroic is just the Hamuda list, piloted by Hamuda, that we touched on last week with the guiding voices and the yip yips in the sideboard. So it seems to be performing well. The 9th place Blue Red Terror or Blue Red Scred. Yeah, cool to see sort of a return of this deck. It's not really doing anything particularly different than it has previously. Just cool to see it sort of making a comeback, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the actual the spiciest deck, the 7th place Monstertron, I guess.
Yes.
By Brick, with 4 Pinnacle kill ships in
Yes.
the main deck.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where to go with this.
It's just awesome, innit? Let's be honest.
It's proper Monstertron.
Yeah, it's proper Monstertron, like basically green red, or basically colourless with a light splash of green and a light splash of red. And then since what was the set? Edge of Eternities, right? It uses
kill ship.
For kill ship, it basically uses Maelstrom Colossus to try and cascade into kill ship, and all that sort of stuff. You can set it up with Candy Trail.
You can not crew, but like
station
immediately.
Yeah. So you cascade into the thing, you kill the big guy, you tap your Maelstrom Colossus. There you go. You have I think it's a 5/5 flyer. I think it could be a 7/7. I actually don't know, because the art
pictures. It's 7/7.
Yeah.
And when it enters, it deals 10 damage to target creature.
Just kills something straight up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. They run the Brambleworm, Boulder Branch Golem for life gain, Wretch Griff to do some drawing of cards and stuff. It's really cool. I really like this deck. It's cool that it did well in a challenge, to be fair.
Yeah. There's Brambleworms in the main, your most hated of cards. But 4 Brambleworms in the main is definitely a statement. There's obviously 4 the creatures. There's 4 Boulder Branch Golem, 4 Brambleworms, 4 Ents. So all creatures that gain life. And then 4 Colossus and 3 Wretched Griffs, and then obviously the 4 kill ships that can turn into creatures. And then the coloured cards, I guess, the coloured portion of it. Only 4 Ancient Stirrings, no Malevolent Rumbles, which is quite interesting. 2 Crop Rotations, which sort of makes sense, and then 3 Breath Weapon, so it really doesn't want to play against elves.
It's pretty interesting, right? And I do agree, Brambleworm is probably my most hated card, in the sense that I hate it in a mono red deck that you can't actually cast. But here, though, it's not the worst. I do think...
It's just a bomb, isn't it?
It's just a big bomb, yeah?
Against 5.
I, however, must admit, I do think it shouldn't be running Crystal Grotto. It should actually be on the Surveil one, right? Because there's a slight upside where you could actually surveil the Brambleworm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Obviously, a very, very minor upgrade. It runs 2 Crystal Grottos, but you do end up searching them quite... Obviously, you'll end up searching them quite a lot, I imagine, with map and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that's a little thing that I'd probably would put to the Surveil version. But other than that, I actually don't hate it. 5 life is pretty big on a 7/6 reach trampler. And
it needs to be dealt with.
And then if you do, you get another 5 life on the back half. Which is pretty good. But
some proper old school pauper cards in the sideboard as well. And a card that I didn't actually even know was a common. So in the old school vein, there's 2 Tangle and 2 Reverent Silence. So I'm assuming, Bogles is probably pretty awkward, but if you just blow up all their enchantments at once, so it works pretty well. A one-off Fireball.
Yes.
I'm assuming Rolling Thunder is awkward to cast, maybe. So Fireball makes more sense if you're just going to aim it at the head. And then there's a one-off Whispersill Cloak, which I'm not even sure when this was a common, because was it not uncommon in Darksteel when it was originally printed?
I think it was originally an uncommon.
So I'm assuming in some Commander set or something, or a reprint set, it's been made a common.
I'm going to go with M set, I'd guess. Oh, wait.
But yeah.
Oh, no, Darksteel. It was actually originally
Oh,
a
was
common. Yeah, it was originally a common.
And then it's just been uncommon
ever
then.
since, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure where you bring it in, but an unblockable Shroud Maelstrom Colossus is pretty amusing.
My only thing, as much as I do like Fireball, is if Rolling Thunder's hard to cast and it's not the card you want, I feel like I'm definitely on Nick Spawn before I'm on Fireball, right? I just feel like it's probably pretty close, but...
Is that not also hard to cast?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I feel like even if I'm just not bestowing it, if you bestow it, great, you can, but then you also have the option of, here's my big guy. I don't know. It might be not, but I just...
Yeah, I guess the idea is just have that insta-kill sort of potential where if you are struggling to cast double pips, like basically everything that's a colour is a single pip, right? Even the Boulder Branch Golem prototype is single pip.
Yep.
If you are struggling, like, although Karavex Torch, again, it might be...
Yeah, Karavex Torch, yeah.
Having the option to still divide a Fireball, like a Rolling Thunder type effect, is probably still pretty useful because it means you can use it against, I don't know, like 2 blockers or something if you don't have Trample, for example.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. Right, it's cool to see that Fireball's the choice. I don't know if it is the correct choice, but it's still pretty close, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, to me, it's not like it's like Crystal Grotto where that seems like a worse choice than the Seville one. Like, I think Fireball definitely is like, it's up there as a debate, and there's pros and cons to each, which is cool. Some people just like to cast Fireball. It's like them playing is it False Summoning? Is that the card? The Essence Scar, that's just worse than Gale of Glorious Gale or whatever it is.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very cool to see Monster Drum back.
Yes.
And a card from Edge of Eternities that people sort of thought would see play. It was like on a lot of people's list and just never really came to fruition. But now it's here. It's had a 7th place in a 64-player challenge as a 4-of.
Yeah. The actual, to be fair, the actual Maelstrom Colossus Pinnacle Killship thing seemed very strong. When Edge of Eternities came out, I played Monstertron with the Colossus and Killship, and it seemed pretty powerful, to be fair. The rest of the support around this list, to me, is what's like brought this deck together. There was too much chaff in the list that I played, but yeah, I can definitely see it having some game right. Big bombs for the win.
Yeah, it's pretty focused as well, isn't it? With 12 of the guys just being lifelink bombs, essentially. It's sort of built to stabilize and then cast the bombs.
Yep, sure.
But yeah, pretty sweet challenge. Moving on to the Saturday challenge. First place again was Elves from Sheep. So back-to-back first place. Exactly the same list again. Second place was Mono Blue Terror. So sort of obligatory Discover N top 8. Third place Blue Red Fear. Fourth place Mono Red Sly. Fifth place Red Black Madness. Sixth place Mono Red Madness. Seventh place Mono Blue Fear, and 8th place Mono Blue Terror. And then the 2 near misses, 9th was Mono Red Madness and 10th was Mono Blue Terror. Yeah, obviously big congrats to Sheep for the double first place. Pretty impressive. Yeah, I don't know. The elf list just seems very, very refined now from what we've seen in the past.
Just to highlight a mistake I've made in the notes, it's Blue Black Fair, not Mono Blue Fair. Sorry. On 7th.
Oh, okay, fair.
Is it 7th? Wait, have I looked at the wrong thing? I might have looked at the wrong thing. Maybe. Never mind. Ignore me.
It's actually fine.
Yeah, it's actually fine. It's right. Sorry.
The second place, Discover N, just on the exact same list that they always play. They were Delvers, not trying anything new, not doing Illuminati and changing lists every single challenge, but just, Mono Blue Terror, stock list, still good.
Yep.
Blue Red Fear, something we haven't seen in a while. To get 2 Scred top 10s this week is pretty interesting. Not something I sort of thought was going to happen. Again, like the Scred, it's not really trying too much different. It has a 1-off Demon Fearer in, which I haven't seen in like a Fear list before. But otherwise, it's sort of just the Scred Fear pile, I guess, that you would expect. A couple of Fire Ices, 4 Screds, 3 Lightning Bolts, Augurs, Seers, Spell Stutters, some Ninjas, and then like the Commodore and one of Mystic as like top end bombs.
I think the interesting thing at the moment we're seeing is it seems to me that Elves and Terror are obviously the decks with the 2 on the biggest radar, right? And having a card like a 1-mana removal spell that can kill an elf but skill to kill a terror, i.e. Scred and Defile, seems to be like a good place to be. Seems to be a good place to aim towards. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that lines up well with 2 very different angles of attack, doesn't it, I suppose? One thing this does have going on, it's another deck with old school pauper cards in its sideboard with a 1 of Ghost Fire, which is basically a 3-mana burn spell that deals 3 to a creature or player, but it's colourless. So it can kill the Guardian of the Guild Pact from Corgates. After last week, I can see why that's in the sideboard. But looking at this week's results, it probably wasn't necessary. Sort of the old Corgates come, Corgates go problem.
It's definitely pretty cool. Was there not another card that was colourless? Is there not another red card that was colourless? That was sort of like in Modern Horizons. That cost like...
Yeah, is there a 2-mana one? I can't quite remember, but it's a sorcery, I think, the other one.
Ah, right, okay. Is that what it is? Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. It's definitely probably needed, right? In the sense of, not that it's needed this week, but it's probably, you're so stone cold to a Guardian resolving that it's like, I kind of might need this 1 slot just in case. But
you're not fast enough. You haven't really got that much counter for it. Like there's 4 counter spells and the spell stutters, but the spell stutters aren't really going to 4.
No.
So it's like if it slips past one of your counter spells, you're sort of cooked.
Yeah.
Or you have to go into race mode and then like you're racing Corgates, like that's not going to go well for you. So yeah, I can see why it's there. But yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Pretty cool to see return though.
Yeah. Red Black Madness, sort of a deck that's been quite quiet. Lately. This is the non-artifact version, right? Without the Gallop Blast. Again, not really trying anything new, just sort of the same consistent red black madness that we've known. But just performing. It's a weird one, that deck. I always feel like everyone just thinks it's sort of mid, and then it occasionally does well and then just disappears, and then occasionally does well and then disappears.
I think it's just like, it's a deck that's just, it's consistently fine, right? It seems. It wants to verse what it wants to verse, and even when it doesn't, it still sort of has sort of pseudo game, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I do like the fact that the thing that I do like is the Gorges have seemed to have become a mainstay in these like non-Galv Blast lists. The Duskmorn 13 or less Lifeland, which is pretty cool because, you know, obviously a lot of people was like quite high on these lands as generally like untapped land sources like jewels and stuff, and it definitely seems to be the only place that they've sort of found a home, which is cool.
Yeah. I have a couple other shout outs, although they're from outside the top 10. The first one is Weber in 12 with the exact same Blue Black Terror list. That's three top 16s in a row with the exact same list, which is sick to see. And then sort of tangentially what you were speaking about before, 11th place.
There it is.
Need a shouting with the monogreen Ponza Elves pile? Question mark?
I like the look. First of all, right, the thing that really annoys me is when High Tide was legal, and I had this whole spiel about every colour has options for High Tide, right? And then I suggested that green has land destruction in the terms of Acid Moss and Thermocast, and if High Tide became popular, elves could play those in the sideboard. I got laughed at. Not necessarily by you or anyone, but I got laughed. And all I'm saying is, look.
They're in the bin. Interestingly, 130 normal forests.
Yeah, I know.
So are they going the opposite way and they're pretending just the normal elves?
But with the Arbor Elf. They go, look, I'm honest. But I guess then they pretend to be green red ramp. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Or the elf list that had the Tangled Islet in the sideboard had Arbor Elves in.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Well, I think that the biggest thing with this is it's basically just elves, right? Like, I haven't cut that much from the package. Like, you get the Arbor Elves basically for free because you just cut 4 of the Llanowar Elf effects, and it's the same card. Obviously, putting 4 Acid Moss and 4 Thermocasts in, so 4 Winding Ways get a lot worse. So just cut them. So that's 4 slots for one of your land destruction spells. And then the other one, like, you can just trim like a couple cards and you're there. So I think from the look of it, they've trimmed 2 Hydras, a Timberwatch, and the Well Wishes, and that's basically like that's there. That's the 8 cards in. Even sideboard wise, like the sideboard, other than 2 fairies instead of a Wolf and the Cabin, is just like the mono green sideboard. And then even the Cabin has just made its way into the main deck.
Which I think can't the Acid Moss pull it, right? Is that why?
Yeah, it pulls Forest.
But it's interesting to see. Like, I wonder what the pull is. Like, what's the pull for this? Is it good? Is it better against Madness? Obviously, like, Mono Red Madness is obviously, like, don't get me wrong, you've got darts and bolts and stuff like that. But going land, blow up your land, obviously, for Mono Red Madness, where they want to be sacking stuff to darts, sacking stuff to Fire Blast, they need and they also have Gutter Snipe, they need a high density of sort of mountains, right?
Is it not just really good against Spy as well?
And Spy? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it
if
just
you just like turn 2 and on the play, like, start blowing up the lands, like,
that's
they're going to run
cool.
out of lands fast. And they can't really cast out if you've gone for...
Can you answer me something, though? What is the benefit of Arbor Elf apart from pretending to be green-red ramp? I don't understand. Because he doesn't have Utopia Sprawls or anything, right? It's literally it's just a mana dork that's actually not a mana dork.
Good point.
Just genuinely curious. Yeah. I don't from the looks of things, I can't actually see a reason for it to be.
It's probably just strictly worse, right? Because if you've greened your forest, it doesn't cost mana.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't understand.
Yeah. I guess you don't. Yeah, you are right. It could just be a Llanowar Elf.
You're just pretending it. I think so. I think you're just pretending to be something, right? Is the reason to play Arbor Elf?
I guess you've got the Cabin in the main, so you could untap the Cabin, but I can't see a situation where just adding a mana would not be better than that.
No idea, not a clue. But yeah, other than that, I don't hate this list. I don't hate the Panzer style. It's Spy Elves in it if you think about it, right? Everything's Spy Elves. It's just elves with something else, but they decide to have Panzer instead of Spy. Which is probably better because it's better mana, because it's green. I like it. I like it. Video definitely coming soon.
Let's go. But, anything else from the Saturday that you want to touch on, or are you happy to move on? The Mono Red Sly, I just wanted to mention that card was seen play again, which is really cool. The card that we didn't know exists. Yeah, the Mirren Bane Split.
That's the one, which is cool. Nothing else to add, other than it's nice to see that this sort of card that I didn't even know existed is there.
Still on 3 Goldhound as well.
Card must be secretly cracked.
Not found a different 1-drop yet.
It's actually the best 1-drop.
It's fine. Like, it is fine. Like, if you get stuck on mana, it just adds mana.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It just looks worse than everything else. Moving on to the Sunday challenge. Sunday the 18th, 71 players, so a really good show for the Sunday. And this is where everyone clicked on to Elves being good, because first place is Jund Wildfire, and then second, third, and fourth are all Elves. 5th place, Mono Black Sack, 6th place, Green Red Ramp, 7th place, Mono Blue Terror, and 8th place, another copy of Elves. And then the 2 near misses, 9th was Mono Blue Fear, and 10th was Blue Black Terror. I guess first thing, just shout out to 10th place, Weber, making top 16 in all 4 challenges. Well, top 11 in all 4 challenges, because it was 11th in the lowest position.
Yeah.
With exactly the same Blue Black Terror or Blue Black Snacker Terror list. Really, really good show from a PFP member, and obviously fills you with confidence when the people running the format are really good at the format.
I'm definitely gonna say, because Weber's usually one for playing random decks all the time, like as in usually switches up decks from challenges and stuff. I'm gonna take a stab and say they are definitely testing for an event. That's the conclusion I've come to. But it's still cool to see.
Pop again, incoming in March.
Yeah. Big flight.
In terms of the Elves lists, Sheeb was not actually present in this top 10. But 2 out of the 3 lists or 2 out of the 4 lists, right, were basically the exact same mono green list. And the second, third, and fourth. No, second, third, and
Eighth.
is it seventh, eighth.
We're all
Are
Shu's
all
list.
the identical, the mono green list with identical sideboards. And then the 4th place list was the Sagu Wildling list. But even then, like, the sideboard is sort of encroaching on the exact same as well. So at that point, you basically like 4 cards different in the main. What, two well-wishers and a hunter and a mana dork or something like that. Away from just being identical lists.
I was staring at an elf list thinking they're not the exact same on 8, but it turns out that after some deliberation, they'd changed the mana dorks round.
Yeah, I was going to say it was 4 Pinthorn elves, not 4 Lamar elves.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that number's not the same, so what's different? And I was like, because I had to scroll up and down, I was following it, I was like, oh wait, no, it's just the mana dorks are different. But yeah.
Yeah, elves, legit. Finally legit. All they had to do is cut all the ridiculous colours that they were playing. Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say the 7th place Terror list is actually sort of quite interesting-ish. It's got some interesting choices, obviously, with the Artful Dodge, which we've seen before, but main deck, Piracy Charm, which I don't think was incorrect considering the top 8.
Yeah, definitely. 2 in the sideboard as well, but I feel like the main issue is there's no gut shots in this sideboard.
No.
And that will have felt bad with the 4 elf decks in the top 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was trying some different stuff. Obviously, 2 boomerangs in the main, sort of harken back to the older style Terror list. 1 Piracy Charm, as you touched on, 1 Artful Dodge. 0 Demon Fears, obviously, with the boomerang slot. And then Spell Pierce, but also Force Spike as the 1 mana slot, which is quite an interesting split that we don't see very often. It's usually Dispel plus one of the others, or 4 Force Spikes.
Very true.
Sideboard definitely suffers from not having good shots. A couple Piracy Charms and Artful Dodge instead of them. But I feel like the Dodge makes less sense with the Piracy Charm because that's sort of the matchup you want it in most anyway. I don't know. I guess it's sort of it is usable in other matchups, but the Piracy Charm sort of does a good impression of it most of the time you want it. So 2's probably not needed really.
But cool to see some like sort of innovation on that small space. Like even if I think I wouldn't be surprised if Piracy Charm could do like instead of an Artful Dodge, you could run 1 Piracy Charm in the main of sort of a Delver Terror with Demon Fears and stuff. It seems pretty positioned.
Especially depending how the meta shapes up, like it's versatile enough. Like if we are in the place where it's snacker decks, like weenie elf decks, or like Sly, and then the blue decks like Terrors, it lines up well against all of those. Sort of a bit clunky against stuff like Jund Wildfire, but even then it kills like familiars, it kills Crackland Shamans before they can pop them and stuff like that. Like I guess if the Crackland toxin it, you can just respond to the toxin and Piracy Charm the Crackland. Seems pretty good.
Doesn't seem bad at all.
It plays Mono Black Sack. It's been I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a Mono Black Sack. It is not running Perigrees. Instead, basically fitting some Sadistic Glees and going up on 3 Supernatural Staminas, as well as having 3 Accursed Marauders in the main, which doesn't seem the worst right now. It seems pretty strong.
Yeah, Accursed Marauder Stamina doesn't seem awful right now.
Yeah.
Clears the way quite handily. And Shambling Ghast as well, along for the elves side of things. Doesn't seem awful.
Yeah. Otherwise, not too much going on. I also feel like the Sadistic Glee is a weird, like, Winmori type card in these lists, but I guess you could just turn, like, a bit of fodder into a second Carrion Feeder style card, I guess.
Yeah.
Outside of that, nothing else too spicy that I've noted, unless you've got anything you want to mention.
I just want to mention how clean the 6th place Green-Red Ramp list looked. It's just very clean, is all I can say. Just a bunch of 4-obs.
Mono 4-obs.
Yeah. back to 4 banner hide Crushok, no messing with boredom parties and weird numbers, just literally 12 1-drops sort of thing into the sort of 4 Chrysalis and the 8 3-drops, the 4 Repurposer, 4 Jewel Thief, and then 4 banner hide as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's very much on the mono green. Like, like there's literally 4 red cards in the main, which is the 4 Chrysalis, and everything else is just green.
Yep.
And then obviously sideboard. Even the sideboard's not that like split up.
No.
It's a bit more than the main, but you've just basically got a bunch of breath weapons, cast into the fire, deglamour, and then the usual 4 weathers and 3 relics.
Pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, nothing really else.
No. Some sweet challenges overall, though. Really cool to see. Obviously, elves popping off pretty hard, and Weber just smashing it.
Yeah. Anything else to add on the challenges before we move on to the listeners?
I can move on.
So this listener's question is from Crouching Pig. Just double checking I've definitely said that name right, even though they are in the Discord and I talked to them right. I can always never remember if it's Crouching or something else. No, it's definitely Crouching Pig. That's all right. Just checking. But their question was what do we both do when we fall into a slump of results? Do you advise a break from the format or the archetype or Magic altogether, basically? So, I guess, I guess for you, what's your thoughts on how you like with Magic? Because obviously your Magic experience is obviously a lot different than my Magic experience in general.
Yeah. I think it's very dependent on how you take it as a person as well. I think what works for some people probably doesn't work for others. Like, if you're playing on a lot of Magic online, it probably, to me, feels a lot worse than playing in paper. Like having a run of bad results in paper, I can mostly just laugh it off. I don't really care. Like I'm playing Magic, so it doesn't really bother me. But if I'm if I allocated time to sit and play Magic online, I'm obviously not like socializing at the same time, so I sort of lose that aspect. So it feels a lot worse if I just go like 3-drop on Magic online than if I did it in paper. In terms of what I do, again, I think it's very personal. Play a different format, play something else, play something that doesn't require good results for you to get enjoyment from it. I play obviously a lot of Pauper, but I basically play whatever format's on. And I just play, usually, if I'm not playing Pauper, I usually just play cards I like to play that are legal in that format. And then if you get bad results, you get bad results. You still get games where you get a cast Arcbound Ravager in Modern and kill people by eating your entire board, and the world feels right again.
But yeah, for paper side of things, I definitely agree. Like I used to play a deck that I liked, and it was very much I'm playing to learn this deck or be better with that deck. So the result side of things never really mattered to me. Like I just love thinking of cool lines to take with, when I used to play like modernly, like Birth and Pod, that's how long ago that was. Death and Taxes for Legacy was the same. And it was always like those were like the go-to escapes. Like when you're like, oh, I'm fed up. These are good because it's like I want to see some wacky flicker wisp interactions of wow, look at this cool game, or that side of things. So I can definitely get behind it. But I think I'm more on the same side of you in the sense of it feels worse when you allocate time to something, especially something like a challenge, or to me, even to an extent of paper events as well, can also like bigger events, not like papers in like F&M and stuff like that. Whereas you say like the big thing is a socializing. I can definitely see like it's just, but I think it is a tough one, right? Because it's always about your mindset of where you're at in the game. That's the thing. Like for me, Corb 2 years ago, especially in probably people have seen in like my content, if I did bad, it was so much worse because a lot of the time it was you're putting your money and time into it. So therefore, where my content was play worse decks, the doing worse was already I was going to do that already. So then not breaking even was always a bad thing because it was like, right, okay, I actually have to, I have to pay for this league now. obviously circumstances are a lot different. Like YouTube pays for itself, and you know all that sort of stuff. So I don't care now, but I can definitely. My advice would be, and also my advice would definitely be take a break and go do something else. Not necessarily play Magic, but go do something that you sort of have that sort of similar enjoyment. Like for me, it's playing other games. Like at the time, it'd have been like Marvel Snap or Battlegrounds, or you know what I mean, like those sort of things. But yeah, it is a tough one. I think for me as well, it's don't go in a bad mindset. Go to play card, like go to play it, because that's not going to be a good time anyways.
No,
yeah.
I think the mindset change is a big one as well. Like you can, if you can play with a change of mindset, even if you don't want to take a break. Like, a lot of the time, like if I'm playing a different format where I'm not that fussed about results, like, I'll just keep stupid hands just to see if I can do anything with them. And if you go in with like the mindset of I'm just here to have a good time, to play some Magic. I'm not that fussed if I do well. I'm just gonna keep this one lander. If I draw a land, it'll be amazing. If I don't, oh well, I've kept a stupid hand. I should have mulliganed. That works for me. Obviously, what works for you may be different, but yeah, I think all of those are good options. Either play a different format, or change your mindset on the format, like play it in a different way, or play a different game. Like I've been playing a lot of Battlegrounds with Tissot, not instead of Magic really, because I'm not in a slump of results. I don't really care about that, but as like something different to do, and it's just another enjoyable thing you can do. So I could definitely see if you were at a point where you were sick of like trying to play the same deck and getting absolutely hammered every week, like just play something different.
Yeah. One thing that I've definitely, obviously I have the luxury of doing, which I do coincidentally now as well, going on the mindset thing, is when I'm playing and recording or whatever, and I'm like, right, the reason this happened was because of X, right? Oh, well, they drew this at that point, so therefore that's why they won. However, because I was watching quite a lot of level 1 as well, which he's very, very good at, by the way, especially for Vintage. Vintage is obviously very vast of choices, and small minor choices wins and loses you the game and stuff. One thing he's very good at is reviewing those games. I know at the moment that's quite hard for if you're playing Magic Online or whatever, or you're playing in paper. Obviously, you can't review those games. You've just got to try to think about it. Viewing where you could have, like, you basically VOD reviewing the game if you can. Always helps me, because I now edit my videos with that in mind as well. So when I'm watching them back, I'm like, all right, okay, I could have done this differently then.
Yeah.
Helps change your mindset, because you're thinking, oh, well, I died because they got lucky and drew that toxin on that turn for that Crackland, where actually 3 turns before, if you committed this instead of that, the game would have been completely different.
Yeah, it's always beneficial as well if you can learn something from, if you've made a mistake, or even if you look back to see where the game turned around. Like I find that very beneficial to my play.
Definitely. Pretty good question. Anything else to add to it?
No, just try not to take Magic too seriously, I guess.
It is a hobby after all. That is all from us at Cast and Commons. Thank you all for your continued support. Do not forget to tell your friends, your family, and even your local car salesman. Until next time, and don't forget to stay hydrated. Peace!
Bye.